Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. So today, I've called this red pens, but what we're going to do is take a look at 5 reddish pens as opposed to just plain red. So I've tried to get some different colours in there as well. There we go for you to see. There are the 5 pens. Join me now down on the table. Take a look at the pens, do a writing sample, and let's see how they compare against each other. Welcome down to the table. Today's video we're going to take a look at 5 what I'm calling reddish pens. So, yes, there's some red in them, but they're different shades of red. So I thought, yeah, let's just call it reddish as opposed to straight up red. We're going to start over in China, and here we've got the Hero 240. Very light feeling pen. Got this like reddy burgundy colour here with the barrel. Got the cap, made in China, and then Hero. Cartridge converter, except it's one of those squeezy type ones. I know, I don't like these squeezy type ones. I mean, it does the job. I just would have liked to have seen a normal converter. I haven't tried to take this out, so I don't know if you can take this out and put in a cartridge. But for what I paid for it, it doesn't matter. I'll carry on using this squeezy converter. One of the things I do like is the nib. It's an unusual shape. It's like a pyramid type shape. So we've got angled side there, got an angled side there. Maybe if I can get them like this, you might be able to see better. And then underneath there, we've got the feed. The section is tapering down, so the section actually fits quite nicely. It's very light. It's got a nice length to it though. I hold my pens down fairly low, so I find that my hands, they're not too bad, but it does feel a little bit on the thin side. So we've got here a Hero 240. It's got a fine nib on it. Price wise, about $5 Aussie. You can't go wrong. The ink. Diamine Harmony. Really nice colour ink. Let's do the Westy Swirl Grid. It's performing really well on this paper. It's 100 GSM paper and it's made by Ayush and it's from India. Drying times, immediate, 10 seconds, ,30 seconds, ,1 minute. After a minute, still getting a bit of a smudge, so for a fine nib, this is a fairly wet combo. So that's the Hero 240. Just move this up. Next up, we're going to stay in China, and we're going to take a look at this one. This is a Jinhao 997. It's actually got a nice bit of weight to it as well. It's a metal pen, obviously, because of the weight. Love the colour of this. Cap pulls off. And then here we've got the converter. Let's give that a little agitation. Got a black plastic section. At the bottom we've got some little cutouts. Doesn't bother me. I hold my pens down low. I can't feel them at all. What I like about this pen, it's a stub nib. I was able to get a Chinese pen which wasn't fine or extra fine. What I don't like about this is I do have flow issues. Once it's going, it's usually going fine. But then every so often it will stop. If I don't use it for a couple of hours, I'll need to give it a couple of shakes to get going. But when it writes beautifully. So we've got here there you go, as you can see, a Jinhao. Just give it a few shakes like that and there we go. This stub nib, absolutely glorious. Price wise, here we're looking $6 Aussie. That's why I don't care about the flow issues. For what I paid, I'm quite happy with it. The ink, I'm really struggling with this today. I only use stub nibs really for writing titles, so it doesn't bother me that I've got these issues. Let's do our grid. You can see the stub nature of this pen coming through. What I will do before we write the sentence, I'll actually prime the feed and let's see if that helps. So drying times. That was immediate. 10 seconds. "30 seconds. And finally, 1 minute. There we go. After a minute there, that one's nice and dry. What I'm going to do once this is out of ink, I'm going to pull out the nib and feed. And I'm going to give it a really good rinse through in my ultrasonic cleaner. I'm not liking the way that the nib and feed seem to be lined up, so the issues could be that. But as I say, I'm going to give it a really good deep clean. I'll pass it through my ultrasonic cleaner, try and get any particulates that might be trapped in there out. That's where that ultrasonic cleaner comes in really useful. See if that will help. But that was the Jinhao 997. That was the last of the Chinese pens. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a jump to India for a fountain pen revolution Darjeeling. Had this ages. It was not the first Indian pen that I got. That was actually a Ranga, but it's one of the first Indian pens that I got. Very light feeling. It's all plastic. We've got loads of threads, so it is possible to eyedropper it, I would say. I've not tried it, but it looks like we've got plenty of threads, some silicone grease, maybe an O-ring. I don't like the converter. It's one of those push-pull ones. That's just a personal preference, though. I don't like them. There we go. It's nice in the hand. We've got this beautiful looking nib, number 6 size looking nib. This is a medium. It's a steel nib. So let's write with this. So it's medium nib. Price wise, we do take a hike in price. 37 Aussie dollars. Still really good value. The ink. Diamine Flame. Yes, an orange ink in a red pen. Let's do that wasky squirrel grid. Really nice. I like this vibrant ink, and I think it goes quite nice with the body. There we go. Drying times. There's a media. Clean finger. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That one's nice and dry. So a really fast drying combo there. Move the page up. Now we're taking a massive jump in price. The next pen is from Australia. This is a handmade pen. Why do you think I said a massive jump in price? Yes, they do cost a little bit more than what you would pay, but these are handmade works of art. These are stunning. This one is by Roncari, and it's a hybrid model. So we've got resin and we've got wood. Absolutely stunning to look at this. It is such a pretty pen. Another cartridge converter. Here we go. Nice long section, nice comfortable section. Flares out at the bottom, so we've got a bit of concaveness to it. On here, we've got a bock nib. Go number 6, bock nib. Absolutely stunner. So this is a beautiful sound to it when it's writing. Price wise, here we're looking about 200 Aussie dollars. Chances are, if you were to buy this today, it would be a bit more. I've had this a couple of years now. The ink, Colorverse Sailing Stones. At time of recording, this is in my monthly pens and use rotation, and I've liked it that much. I'm only 3 weeks into the month and I've already filled it 3 different times with 3 different inks. It's our grid. I'm still looking for the right pen for this ink. I thought this might be it, but it's all right, but it's not one which jumps out and grabs me, so I won't be filling this with this ink again. I'm going to carry on playing around with different pens though until I find the right pen for the ink. Drying times, here's immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and that one's nice and dry. I do like this, and this gorgeous resin. This is where I'm getting the red from for this. Let's move this up, and the final pen. We're going to go from Australia, we're going to take a jump to Japan. This is the Platinum 3776 Century in Burgoyne, or like a burgundy, dark burgundy, slightly transparent colour. Really nice pen. Oh, bit squeaky there. We've got the platinum converter here. Because it's platinum, it needs a platinum converter or platinum cartridges, so you can't use international cartridges in this. Here's a nib. This is a 14 karat gold nib. Unusual shape compared to the others. I like the way it flares out, so it starts thin and then it looks quite fat in it when it gets towards its shoulders there, doesn't it? In the hand, I do find this can feel sometimes a bit small. I often use it posted. It's all right posted, but I can just about get away with it unposted as well. So let's see, how does this one write? This has got a medium 14 karat gold nib. By medium, I mean Japanese medium, which is usually narrower than you get with European mediums. Price-wise, here we're looking at about 356 Aussie dollars. Remember, gold nib. The ink, Diamine Forest Gateau. So nice colour match there. I know I shouldn't do it all the time, but I do like matchy inks with my pens. Drying times, here's immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, still a tiny smudge, 1 minute. After a minute there, yep, now we're nice and dry. I hope it came over on the mites. This nib is glorious to write with. Very nice. Platinum pens got that unique style, that unique feeling when you're writing with them. So that was the 3776 Burgoyne. Let's move this out of the way, and I'm going to fetch in my 52 GSM Tomoe River notepad. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. This is a notepad I bought from Goulet Pens. It's A5. It's the old Tomoe River paper. We've got a nice dot grid on here. Let me just turn this around. So what I'm going to do is fetch the pens out in the same order, and I'm going to write a sentence with each of them. So with the Hero 240, that does sound very scratchy. It feels very scratchy, and at times it feels as if the nib is actually trying to catch hold of the paper, even on this Tomoe River paper. Now with the Jinhao 997, and I've just primed the feed. Wow, that's exceptionally wet. As I say, I just primed the feed, so I would expect that. That was all right. As I said, the issue I've got was with that flow. Next up, the fountain pen revolution. Really nice. I do like the look of this flaming. Goes down a lot oranger than it dries though. The Roncari Hybrid. That was really nice. Got some nice feedback to it, some nice audibleness, some really nice tactileness as I'm writing. Then finally, the platinum. There's a little bit of a sing-songness coming through there. Hopefully you can hear it, just like this high-pitched like song as I'm writing. Let's take a quick close look at the inks, just so we can have a look at the inks. So the top one, that Harmony, so very dark there with a purple base to it, but fairly dark looking. With the Wilted Rose, there we go, still looking wet. Nice, unusual colour though. The Diamine Flame, really nice, love this orange colour. With the Sailing Stones, loads of shading in this one. And then finally down here with that Forest Gateau, really nice, actually quite a nice colour. I should use this more often. let me just pop that down. What I'm going to do on this Wilted Rose, just going to use my desk blotter just to hopefully take off any real main excess. Let's do it the other way around as well. There we go. So the pens today, let's see if we can get, there we go, the writing on the page. We've got the Hero 240, the Jinhao 997, the Fountain Pen Revolution Darjeeling, the Roncari Hybrid, and we've got the Platinum 3776. All of them nice pens. Yes, I've got a couple of issues with these, but when you consider what they're being paid for, who cares? If you were to say, Gary, right, you can only keep one, dead easy this, I would keep the Roncari. It is stunning to look at. It is stunning to write with. It's also Australian made. You know, shop local. This is one of the things I think. You know, I'm based in Australia and I like to support Australian makers. Yes, I know, as I said, it's a lot of money, but you've got to remember it's not just a fountain pen. It's a work of art. It's handmade. There's been passion put into it. There's been knowledge. There's been skills developed over years to create these. I just think it's a stunning pen. So they're my thoughts on these 5 Reddish pens from my collection. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So what do you think of these pens? Which red pens have you got that you really like? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart a conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.